Hi YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. Happy Thursday. Today I'm going to be sharing a recipe for spaghetti squash, and this was requested a while ago from Rose Crafts and Nature. So let's get on with the recipe. This is a very delicious and unique recipe, and it is amazing for a low carb diet. So first of all, I cut off the head of the spaghetti squash, and spaghetti squash have a very hard outer layer. The skin is very hard, like a butternut squash. So I'm gonna go in and cut this lengthwise in half. You really have to get a sharp knife for this because you're gonna have to use up some muscle here. So just like a pumpkin inside, and the seed is almost the same, you can use these seeds. I'm gonna scoop it up, the inside, just like when we're cutting open a pumpkin or a butternut squash. This is very satisfying, right, Natalie?
Yeah.
So a spoon will do a good job removing the inside and the seeds. And then I'm gonna continue to do the same for the other one. So now that I've finished taking out the seeds from the spaghetti squash, we're gonna go in and season the squash, salt, in both sides. We're gonna spray it with some olive oil, so nice spray all around and inside to make sure that we are coating all parts of it. I'm gonna do the other side as well. You can use a brush for this and just brush it on. So I think I have enough of the oil in both sides. We're gonna go in with some black pepper. And I'm gonna cook this in my oven at 350 degrees for about 40 to 50 minutes. I just line a baking dish with some parchment paper to avoid sticking, and I'm gonna go open side down. We are gonna cook them until they're nice and soft and tender. So in order to tell if the squash is perfectly done, it's been cooking for about 50 minutes. I'm gonna just go in with my knife, and when the knife can go in freely like that, you know that the squash is done. And this one I can tell it's done because you can see that it's like falling in. So I'm gonna let the squash cool down a little before I flip it over and show you the next step. So now the squash is warm, and I'm gonna show you the beauty of the squash. When it's cooked properly, you can easily take a fork and you just pull it apart like that. Look at that. And it comes out very nicely, just like a spaghetti. Look at the inside. Beautiful and nice once it's cooked properly. So I'm gonna remove the ones that I already scoop up, and then we're gonna continue to do the rest. So nice. It smells really good with the black pepper, salt, and olive oil that I sprinkle on top. Rose, if you're watching this video, there is a vegetarian version as well, and you can add any meat to this dish. Today I'm gonna prepare it with some seafood but you can make it any way you like. Look how beautiful it is. Isn't it beautiful how God created all these different kind of veggies and fruits and condiments and everything that we can use and can't be tired of the same thing over and over? There is so many squash in all different colors and flavors and variety. Yesterday I made this zucchini. Today this is a different squash and it's so unique. We can never get tired of the same thing. So I'm gonna prepare the spaghetti squash today like when I'm preparing spaghetti. I finally chopped some broccoli. I'm gonna steam these because I want to blend a nice color of green into that beautiful yellowish color of the spaghetti. So I have here some fresh ingredients that we're going to be adding to our spaghetti squash. I just picked some fresh basil from the garden. I'm going to finely chop these. It goes very nice in pasta dishes or the spaghetti squash. I have one medium onion here. I'm going to finely chop the onion. I have 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to grate these and then I'll come back with all the rest of the ingredients. I have all my ingredients ready. I'm going to be using a seafood mix with squid, cooked mussel, and some shrimp. And those of you who may wonder what squid is, it's the same as calamari. So I have here some grated garlic, some red pepper flakes. I'm going to use some Alfredo tomato sauce, my basil, onion. I have my spaghetti squash here, some steamed broccoli, and I did toast up the spaghetti squash seed, and look, it's almost gone. It's so flavorful and so sweet, and the kids love it. I enjoy a whole bunch of it as well. So let's head on to the stove and put everything together. We're gonna treat our spaghetti squash just like some spaghetti. I just added about 2 tablespoons of butter into the pan. So in the pan with the butter, I just added my seafood mixture. And this seafood that I have here, I thaw it out and wash it thoroughly with some lime. And now I'm gonna cook this in the butter for a bit until all the natural water is released before we add the other ingredients. So in the seafood, we're gonna go in with some salt. We're gonna add our garlic in there. Garlic and butter and seafood is absolutely delicious. The pinkness is from the squid. Smell. Amazing scent. As soon as you drop the garlic in there, we're gonna go in with our onions. And I'm gonna add some black pepper in here. I'm gonna add my Tomato Alfredo sauce, and I'm going in about half a cup. This is really gonna add that spaghetti kind of flavor to the squash. Such an easy dish to prepare. For all my vegetarian friends, you can skip the seafood and you can do this with some vegetable instead. Or you can do it with the squash by itself and no need to add any other vegetable. But I'm going in with the broccoli because I think it's gonna add a really nice color to the dish. So we're gonna mix that. My stove is on medium. It smells so nice at the moment. And I'm gonna go in here now with my red chili flakes. And time to add our spaghetti squash now. So look at our squash, really nice like a spaghetti. And we're gonna add and mix as we go, so we can get that nice flavor from the seafood. Ooh. Ooh la la. Let me add the rest of the squash now. So here is my beautiful spaghetti, squash, and some seafood mix. I plated up back into the spaghetti squash skin, and I really like the rustic look of the display. So let me taste and reveal the taste test to you all. This is the first time I'm making spaghetti squash, and I really like the way it turned out. So we have a little taste tester who is gonna let us know how the spaghetti squash tastes. So dive in there, Natalie, and let us know how the spaghetti squash tastes.
It tastes really delicious.
Yeah?
Yes.
It have that spaghetti texture, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't taste like spaghetti.
No.
So it have a nice, like a squash, a vegetable taste?
Yes.
Yes. So, okay. So that is review how much out of 10?
100.
Okay, Natalie.
Please remember to give a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you can get our latest videos. Bye for now.